Hello everybody, welcome to the disaster. Having a bit of a problem. Hopefully you can see me and hear me, but I've just had a bit of a power cut and Megatank has started draining down and it's about to overflow and go everywhere. So, that's a good noise. Bear with me a second. Oh, we're back up and running. No need to worry. Hello everybody. Right. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm all discombobulated now because I've not done any prep because I came down and it was all screwed up. I was trying my hardest tonight as well to get everything going properly. Right, until I hear some horrible gurgling noises, I'm just going to assume that everything's fine behind there. I even had the GoPro working at one point. Is that going to be working today, do we think? Should we try it? No, of course not. Why would we expect that to work? I can now hear it gurgling. Bear with me 1 second. I just don't want the pump to run dry because it's problematic when that happens. Right, what are we doing? Good morning, good evening. I know what I mean. Let me just sort myself out. Technicalities. Let's get that URL, stick that in the right place, copy that, put it in here. And hopefully, yay. Nabokov says, making breakfast, but I should be around. Nice to... No, breakfast. Oh, at this time. Aquadiction. Don't normally see you here on a Friday evening. Nice to see you. Silver Creek here early for the good seats. That's good to know. Ross from a rather dull Edinburgh Nights are fair drawing it. Yeah, well, it's completely dark here. One of the other things I've sorted out in the fish room this week is I now have a window up here, a CCTV I've got set up on a TV screen so I can see all around the house and see what's going on. Because it's a little bit lonesome in here when you're cooped in, but that's much better like this. Hi from Sweden, says Hans. Hi Hans. Hi Stuart. Dark but dry Wolverhampton. JT, nice to see you, even if you can't stay long. Dangerous Dan, that's good to see you, as is Brian. Fish Outdoors with Lando has his message deleted for some reason. All he said was yo, and that's fine. So, welcome, it's Friday night. It's disaster night. Question, do you run the Giebo pump on Megatank? I think I do at the moment. So it shouldn't run dry, but it's at that current stage where it's almost got enough water and it's just going, which is lovely. So Friday night live. I had high hopes for today. I've done lots of things, fixing various things on my PC to make it better. I almost got it working with my microphone so as I could do mobile stuff and go around the fish room, but it doesn't work with my mixer, so I've had to order a part which was meant to get here today, but it won't get here until tomorrow. So next week will be mobile, and we'll also have multiple cameras. Well, that's the plan anyway, is that I have this for the desk cam. Me and Humphrey can sit and chill out and talk to you guys, and then we can go and do some jobs. So if you want to see a certain tank, you can switch to a different camera and it'll be pointing at something else in the fish room, and I can move around and you'll still be able to hear me. But alas, tonight it's just this. Unless, of course, I can tried and tested, unplug it and plug it back in again, see if the GoPro works. The GoPro is pointed at Megatank at the moment. Just let me do a quick double check. There's no lights on it. That's better. Okay, things are starting to move a little bit. Right, I think I deserve a beer. What do you think? From my new fish room fridge. It's potluck as to what I get, so we've gone for this, which is NFT number 2 Hazy IPA. Which sounds good, so I think I'll deserve it after that little heart attack I've just had. I do like a hazy, so we'll see if this one stands up. Let me know in the chat what you're having. Any refreshments or adult beverages or non-adult beverages. Oh, I don't think I've had this one before, but that looks quite good. I do like it when you can't see through it. I know that's a strange stipulation for what makes a good beer, but oh, that's nice. Looks good, doesn't it, Humphrey? Oh, a bit of a dab on after all that excitement. Fish room fridge, eh? Oh, yes. It's a revelation. I've currently got it stocked full of Iron Brew and Pepsi Max, but it does have a couple of beers in there. It was obviously for the fish stuff, so I thought I'll get some micro worm cultures and things like that and put all my frozen food. It's got a little freezing compartment, even though I've got a chest freezer just the other side of that door. But this is much better. Yeah, the Giabo pump has a built-in safety feature where it doesn't have water running through it for 2 minutes. It will turn off. Yes, I thought that was the case. Hopefully we're alright. Right, I think I missed a load of messages, so I'm going to do a bit of admin and say welcome everyone to Friday Night Live. This is Fishy Business every Friday, 9 PM UK time. We have a bit of random chat about any old nonsense. If you have any questions for me, just type the word question in your question. It highlights it for me and I can see it a little bit easier, because I'm not very good at driving the chat. So nothing's off the table, be it fishy or anything. Just ask away, let me know what you want to know, or a topic for discussion, and we'll have that discussion. Round about 10 o'clock, so in about 50 minutes time, we'll do the quiz. Weekly quiz, 20 questions. I made them up, so, accuracy, take it with a pinch of salt. Fastest finger first, someone will win a prize, and it will not be a fat kid on or off a seesaw this week, because I think you've run the last 3 weeks in a row, if you're even here. There I have just seen messages. Simon saying, evening everyone, no fat kids will win the quiz tonight. I have been barred. You have indeed. In a playful way. You can still win, but you won't get the prize. That will go to the next one. Freshwater Ichthyology, hello! Fresh from your holidays, hope you're well. Don't forget to like on your way in. Yes, so there's no fee. You don't need to send super chats, or you don't need to join or anything, but if you want to, that's great. But I would appreciate a wee like on your way in, or a dislike if you feel that way inclined. A sub would be even better, and there are join buttons if you want to join. You get extra emojis, you get extra things to do in the chat, you get access to all my exclusive content, of which there is 0. It might be one day, you never know, but it's more about the warm fuzzy feeling that you might get supporting a small creator. That's what I keep saying. But yeah, go and watch some videos, click some clicky things, all that good stuff. But we're here to just have a bit of a wind down for the stressful week that we've no doubt all had. Chill out a bit, relax, a bit of chat, a bit of games, a bit of fun, a bit of laughing at Rebecca for not knowing anything about any films made before the year 2001. And then we're all good. And of course, a refreshing beverage or two. So if you are new here, say hello, introduce yourself, or just shout abuse. I don't really mind. Let yourself be known, and we'll have a good night, hopefully. David, good evening everyone. Good evening, David. I wonder if we make a stream with no tech issue. I mean, power cut's not technically a tech issue, is it? So does that count? Hopefully. Oh well, if the GoPro doesn't work, then that counts, I suppose. I thought I'd fixed that as well. I'm so upset about that. I had it working earlier. And now it's just gone away altogether. Hang on. Right, let's see if we can get it to work this time. Good old unplug pluggeroony. I can see it there, pretending to work. Agatagos, hi from the USA, hello there. Does the 10, what does that say? Does the 10 of cheese bring death as well? Because if so, then I'd like to go out on my own terms by doing something absolutely bonkers. How are you doing, Nabokov? Guess that's not to me. Your Nile Puffer, aka Fahaka, I've got one of them in that tank. There. Great little fish. Maybe you need a UPS for Mega Tank. Well, it's the bloody... So, I've signed Power Cut just to make it easier. It's my Felix Smart. I was trying to turn the lights on in Mega Tank and it wasn't doing anything. And it just kind of hung. So the Felix Smart is a smart device for your aquariums. I've got 2 of them. Mega Tank runs one. I've got another one down here that's running Humphrey's tank and a couple of these tanks. Where you can do things like set multiple timers on different sockets, and you can measure pH and various other things, and you can control temperature and set AI. We've gone on about the Felix Smart, but if nothing else, it's a smarter smart plug, or bunch of smart plugs. But it hung, so I couldn't switch my lights on. So I switched it off and it wouldn't come back on. And normally you switch it off, leave it for a couple of seconds, switch it back on, and it comes back on before the water starts draining out. And because it didn't come back on, all the water kept going, and Mega Tank drains into a sump, which has a sump pump, and it pumps. When that gets full, it pumps it into my water butt, which you can't see, so I don't know why I'm pointing at it, which also has a sump pump in it. But genius that I am, the pump that's in the sump is bigger than the pump that's in the water butt, so it fills up faster than it can empty. So I need to swap those 2 pumps round at one point. So it was getting to that point where I was about to flood the fish room without actually having a leak, which would have been nice for once. I've not done that for a while. But thankfully, just as I came on, it kicked back into life. So that's it now, kicked back into life, but I've drained too much water out of it, so it's only trickling into the sump, and therefore the sump pump's making I probably can't hear it, but it's a gurgling noise I can hear behind me. That's the dread of any fish keeper, is hearing the she's like, oh no, what's happened? So I've started refilling it. We should hopefully be fine. I'm just looking down here because this is where the GoPro software should be working, but isn't. Let me try that one more time. Sometimes if you run it as administrator, it does different things. So we shall see. Doesn't appear to have done anything differently, but you know. I'll leave it unplugged for a minute. I'm just gutted because that was working. But anyway, my plan for next week's is to have multiple actual cameras. So I've got my Canon M50 pointing here. I've got another one that I used to do all my other videos. Get that through a capture card. We can have that set up maybe on a wider shot or over there, so we don't rely on the GoPro working, because it seems to just not be a thing, that the GoPro just won't work on stream for some reason. And then we can wander about and do all that kind of stuff. Does a power cut count as a tech issue? I mean, I'd normally say no, but because it is the Felix Smart that failed, or just had a hissy fit, I suppose that is a tech issue. Right, let's crack down some of these messages. Sorry, I'm getting a bit behind. The Fish Vet's in. Good evening. That's quite nice, this, actually. Fish Vet immediately makes me think of beer. So I'm having the Hazy IPA from Salt and Guilo Breweries. Don't know what that means. It is a refreshing, tangy taste. I like it. We're back once again with the Renegade. No, back again with a tropical Niepa, so a New England IPA. Sure to be a treat for your taste buds. Taste buds treated. Lee Pollitt, hello from Farnworth. Hello there. Hello from Sheffield. Making soup, live stream directions if you want to grab stock pot and follow along. I am a soup connoisseur. I do like a nice soup. Right, where are we getting to? Christine, evening from sunny Oswego. Sunny as always. Humphrey is hungry. Humphrey is hungry. I have not fed Humphrey yet today. So that might be why he's in a little bit of a sulk. Cause he's like, come on, give him something to eat. Nothing like a good gurgle to get your, oh, you're not wrong without that. Every fish room needs a fridge, very much so. Humphrey wants some. What, do you want some of this? Oh, see that? He just smacked his face off that. Maybe Humphrey likes beer as much as I do. It's delicious. Feeding? Maybe we should feed Humphrey. Hobgoblin Gold IPA 4.2. Well, is this a strong one? Because I've made that mistake before. 6%. We should be okay. KJE Keith is popping in to say howdy. Hello for all you American viewers. Anyone needing botanicals, plants, all that good stuff, head over to KJE Aquatics to have a look. NJW, hi from Doncaster, hi from Sheffield. Tim has been revising JCVD all week. Well done. Finally someone's done it. The 1 week where I've run out of JCVD questions. That's not true, obviously. There will be some Jean-Claude Van Damme questions in the quiz tonight. Friday Night Live with Ben Elton. No, this is the budget version of Friday Night Live with Graham Kerr. Paul McCarthy, hello. Sure you're having a good time by hitting that like button, or any button. Any of the buttons you want at all. That'd be nice. Aquarium Daily, have you missed anything? Only my little minor heart attack. We had a bit of a leak. Not a leak, a power cut, overflow situation. I'm now having a fight with my GoPro trying to get it to work. Oh, I've not plugged it back in. Maybe that's why. I wanted to be able to show you two cameras, at least two cameras tonight. Aquarium Adventures, any advice for the Fahakapuffer? Watch your older videos on them, love your content. I mean, not really. I have had a Fahakapuffer before and he got to a decent size, but unfortunately lost them. My main advice would be, unless you want to get into the what just sounds horrendous and horrific idea of teeth clipping or beak clipping, feed lots of food with hard shells, so things like clams, lots of snails. Keep that worn down so as you don't have to worry about filing the teeth or cutting the teeth or anything like that. Other than that, a varied diet. So I know a lot of the fish shops have quite an exclusive diet on mussels. I don't think that's the greatest thing. If you are going to use mussels, or you need to use mussels, make sure they're cooked mussels at least, because that's a little bit better. But yeah, as varied a diet as you can get away with. If you can get them onto dry foods, which I never did, but if you can, that makes things so much easier. But other than that, things like if you have a local Chinese district, so we've got one in Sheffield, there's Chinese supermarkets, things like that, they seem to do the best deals on things like clams on the half shell, or lots of seafoods actually that you can get in fairly decent bulk sizes, as well as just good options, because you don't tend to find these things. Anything you get in your local Morrison's or Asda or whatever will be like, well, clams marinated in whatever. You don't really want that. Simon's on the coke tonight because of antibiotics for a hideous tooth infection. Ooh, I look like a fat chipmunk that's been in the ring with Mike Tyson. Lovely, that's what you want. Vibes Aquatic, hello there. Let's get the thumbs popping, y'all. Indeed. The gurgling's you pouring the beer down. The gurgling is abating slightly. We're alright. Passing wind. How good are you at PowerPoint? Me, I excel at it. Was that a Microsoft Office pun? Word. Oh, right. Somebody put passing wind in a timeout. Could it be something to do with the settings of the GoPro? I have a monitor that only connects to the one computer. I think you needed some security thing on it. I have no idea. It never works on this computer. It always works on my laptop, but it never works on this computer. And then I uninstalled, reinstalled, changed drivers, did all kinds of things, and then it just worked. And I was like, yay, we're working. But then all of a sudden, no, done. So the thing that did it last time was unplugging it and replugging it multiple times. But the GoPro itself thinks it's working. Oh no, GoPro itself thinks it's dead. So it's not even plugged in and it still thinks it's on a webcam. Go home, GoPro, you're drunk. Right, let's take the battery out. Try one more time. Turn it on. Normal. USB connected, so it says it's happy. USB connected. You all heard that go dunk da dunk, as it does. Oh, 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 so close. I thought that was it. Let me just change that for a second and then change it back to that. Haha! Da 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 da. Right. Oh no, now I've hung. Oh dear, what's gone wrong now? Right. Has that done it? You can see both me and... Oh, right, okay, we're on. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Hurrah! It worked. Hopefully you can still see me. Oh no, don't move that. Move this. There we go. So as you can see, there's still a little bit of bubbling coming from the returns, but that's not too bad. Way! Oh, I'm so happy about that. Right, okay. Right, where did I get to? I'm sorry. It's like I do this every week. You'd think I'd be better at it. Only Oscars, hello! Look, you can see a couple of Oscars on the screen right now. You might like some vodka. Who's that? Humphrey's cock looks a lot better. It does, doesn't it? It's more... Oh, God, now the door's opening. Right, bear with me. What are you doing? It's Missy's Aquarium Adventures. Come to surprise me. You want to come on camera and say hello? Are you coming on camera to say hello? You don't have to. It's been a complete disaster so far. I've had a power cut. Yeah. All sorted now, yes. Kevin says, have you bred German blue rams? Not successfully, no. I have had them spawn several times, but I've never got further than that. Sorry, just shutting that door. I kept German blue rams with my discus for a while, and they were hilarious. They're tiny compared to a discus, but when they spawned, all the discus over one side of the tank, and the two rams like, get out of here. But I've had them spawn several times. I think we've had fry once or maybe twice, but I never managed to get them to last. Lee says, hello everyone. He says hi everyone actually, but paraphrasing. I've just got a new fish tank, but the filter and pump is glued onto the fish tank. Do you have any suggestions how I can take it off? The filter and pump. No. Some kind of blade, razor blade, and a bit of heat maybe. Soften the glue, peel it off. What kind of tank is it? Is it a dual? Maybe. They quite often have them like that. I don't know. Ritesh, hello. You could put snail shells or something tough in a dry or gel diet, or inject the gel diet into snail shells. I've seen people do that before, where quite often if you breed snails, so a lot of my fish tanks just have snails and nothing else, because I need a lot of snails. And you will get them dying off, and the shells will be left behind, and quite often the wahaka will eat and suck out the snail and not always crush the snail, especially when they're smaller. And I can't remember who the video was, so I apologise to whoever it was that made that video, where they did exactly that. Made like a high protein food and then pumped it basically into old snail shells. I didn't see them do it to live snails, but you know, works well. I think you can buy periwinkles from fishmongers. Periwinkles. Now there's a word you don't hear every day. How much nitrate in tap water? It depends on your tap water, Stephen. Mine round here, pretty low, if almost zero, if not zero. But I have had people who have problems with, I think the legal limit, something like 50 parts per million, or certainly in this part of the country, which is no good for you if you're trying to keep it as low as possible, and every time you do a water change you're increasing your nitrates. Silver Surfer, hello. Dangerous Dan's back on the Pepsi Max in Malibu. Is that how far behind I am when we were asking about this? Did I turn off the comment viewing? I did, Scott, you're right. What an idiot. It's not on this one. It is... Right, bear with me. Go back to my big coupon. It's called Live Chat. It's a browser source. So if I go back to GoPro, add a source, browser, existing, live chat. There we go. No. For some reason it's in the middle of the screen. I'm going to have to do that for a second to move it out of the way. I'm going to have to do that. Move that. There we go. You'd think I worked in IT or something like that. I'd be better at this kind of thing. I'm sorry. Jewel has glued filters, yes. Don't heat because you'll risk the glass breaking. Well, you can heat to a degree. Obviously, don't set a blowtorch on it for hours, but you shouldn't break the glass with a little bit of heat, so you should be okay. But you know, do it at your own risk. Don't blame me if it all goes horribly wrong. Plenty of people giving away land snails as well. If people want snails to farm, mine have been breeding. Giant African land snails, yeah, I got 2 once and then had thousands within months. I wanted to watch Street Fighter, but I had no spare time. I love it when JCVD says, "Gonna get in my boat and gonna go down the river." I've inspired a whole new love for Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love it. Humphrey for the vodka. I don't think Humphrey would like the vodka. I've always found that weird about, so it's more of a marine thing. Yeah, I've always found that weird that they do vodka dosing. A waste of good vodka. So anyway, what do you think of Mega Tank Cam? So we can see what's going on in the background. As you can see, Brian there. Brian is the gourami, the giant gourami. You can see off to the right now. He gets a bit aggressive at feeding time. Normally he's pretty chilled like he is now, but come feeding time he's like, "This is all my food, leave it alone." So I don't know if that's going to be problematic, but he's fair putting on the size. Gordon, as always, pretty chilled. Brian doesn't really have the cojones to go after Gordon the snakehead, so we're alright. Right, okay, we're miles behind. Where did I get to? Aquarium Delirium. Cat's out the bag now, Graham. I've seen you're not watching my channel. Have I made a faux pas? I do apologise. Let me see, what comments did you make that I... I'm going to quickly now go and look at your channel. I just, every time now, makes me laugh. Every time I click in a search bar anyway, when it tries to auto-populate, the first thing that always comes up is Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's just hard to explain to people. Aquarium Delirium. I do like that. Rolls off the tongue well. Do you know what? I've not been watching your channel. I'm not even subscribed. I'm terribly sorry. Although I see you've done a fish room office build. Where'd you get that idea? Sorry, I get distracted easily. Mega Tank looks mega empty. It does a bit, doesn't it? I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. I like the fact that all the fish have got lots of room. Very often you see people get massive fish tanks and then they fill them full of massive amounts of massive fish, which to me feels a bit like getting a smaller 2-foot tank and putting in 300 tetras. So it's kind of by design. What I would like to add more of is I'd like to get more of the silver dollars, because I think they're pretty cool. I'd like to get stingrays maybe. So I think a school of silver dollars, a peacock bass maybe, and possibly some stingrays, maybe a few more Oscars. They're all the ideas that I'm having at the moment. I'm not subbed to all my subs. Well, I've made the change now. I am now subbed to Aquarium. Easy for me to say. I'm now subbed to Aquarium Delirium. Are there any more I should be subbed to? Let me know. If Andrew says you're worth subbing to, then I've made the right choice. I will prove it by commenting on all your videos shortly, or at some point this evening. Did you see Andy Wood Cichlids is giving up with YouTube? I think I saw a video about him downsizing. And I think that's been on the cards for a while, because he's made a few videos about how to save money, and I feel for him, because I get it. It's ridiculously expensive to pay for the power to power a fish room, especially this year or last year. So yeah, definitely crossed my mind as well. I don't know that he's given up for YouTube altogether, or given up the hobby altogether. But I'm a bit behind with YouTube, I must admit, and I'm terribly sorry to admit this, but I don't watch all that much YouTube videos. It takes all my time to get my own videos made, and then with working during the week, so I try to catch up every now and again. I'll have a little session where I'll have something. If I've got like a long document to write or something, I'll do that, and I watch a shed load of videos, but I very rarely get to watch or join live streams, because this is like the only 2-hour period of my life where I'm free, so I have my live stream. Every other time it's doing something for work, or doing something with the kids, or doing something with family, or doing whatever it is that I need to be doing, so I don't get that much time, which I'm sure you're all exactly the same, so I'm very appreciative of all you that's given up your own time to watch this. But for instance, last week I think I watched if I see one and it's on, I'll jump in and I'll watch it. So I even appeared last week on Aquarium Daily's live stream. I really like that about, so the StreamYard's pretty good, where you can just post a link and say, come and join on if you want to, jump on and say hello. So I jumped on for half an hour, because I was down in the fish room. I did have half an hour. That was great. By the way, if anybody wants to join in this and have I'm worrying about the technicalities of this now, but in my Discord, I have a link in description, or someone will post it in chat. You can join the Discord server, jump into the chat channels in Discord, video chat, and I can bring you on here if you want to say anything or speak to me about anything. We can do that. But yeah, I will try to be better. So if there's any good channels that I should be subbed to that I'm not, let me know. Silver Surfer says, at least the first thing that pops up isn't liquid rubber. No, I think I've made peace with liquid rubber now. Liquid rubber was never the problem. It was my poor carpentry skills, I think, was the main problem. Build another mega tank and fill it with 1 billion rasboras. I had a dream the other night. I forget the guy's name now. You know, the chap that lives in Nottingham and his entire basement is a big massive fish tank, and he accesses it through the floor of the upstairs. It was a really vivid dream. I'm going to need a second beer to tell you this story. So this one we've got Alpaca from Salt 6.6. Oh, getting progressively worse. Yeah, so I had a really vivid dream where I was doing a live stream like this, but it was to people in work for some reason. So I do conference calls all day long, every day. But rather than being on my work laptop, which is over there, I was on this one, talking to the camera like this. And I wasn't talking about work, even though it was all work people that were on it. I was talking about my mega tank. And I was making the claim that I have the biggest fish tank in private aquarium in the whole of Europe. And I built it myself, and I'm dead proud of it, and it holds water, and it's never leaked, and all these other things. And then I kept getting messages from someone going, bullshit, I call bullshit, that's leaks all the time. Oh, it's not the biggest, you're that guy. And it was the guy who has that. I could remember his name in my dream, but now I can't remember it. And it was him sending me a message saying mine's much bigger, and I ended up turning the whole garage, so the whole double garage, extending it out into my driveway. My wife was going ballistic at me, and I was like, nope, I have to have the biggest in the world. and I turned the whole thing into, and I did. I filled it with 1 billion neon tetras for some reason. And the thing is, I accomplished all this in one dream, so I was quite proud of myself. I woke up the next day like that. Vicky, you'll never guess what I had a dream about. And she was like, I really don't care. I was like, I'm going to tell you anyway. I built, and she's like, don't even get any ideas. I was like, I know, but I could probably, no. So I was put off it straight away, but it was a very strange and so vivid. Do you ever get that where you have like really vivid dreams where you wake up and you're like, oh, normally I have a vivid dream, I wake up and go, that was an amazing dream, what was it about? Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, this one was like, wow. But I can see myself going around framing all the walls in the garage, taking out all the stuff, hiring storage units to put all the stuff into, so as I could make this big massive fish tank. And I used liquid rubber as well. So crazy. I'm not allowed to do it, unfortunately. June says, more Oscars. Imagine you saying that as well. Yeah, I definitely think I can get a couple more Oscars in there. That should be fine. A big school of silvers would definitely fill it. They would, and I do like the silvers because they are quite active. They're up and down and doing their thing for a while. Would you like a lovely male chocolate cichlid? I don't know. Are you saying that because it's one that you're... Whoa, do you hear that? That's a snakehead making a bid for freedom, smacking the lid. Silver dollars are some obscure mittens. There's a word I don't know. I'm going to have to Google that. They look like silver dollars. Or is that just the proper name of silver dollars? Yeah, obscure ones. Yeah, I did bid on a group of, what were they called? Blackberry or blackcurrant silver dollars. And they went for ridiculous amounts of money. I got solar just to get more tanks. I know that feeling. Did we miss quiz team? No, quiz time. Another 15 minutes for quiz time. So you were talking about a cold water tank in the last video. Have you ever done a native tank? Says Tim the Reptile. Thank you for the email, Tim. I didn't get around to replying, but I did read it and found it useful. I haven't done a native tank. Well, not native to this country anyway. I did toy with the idea, so I made a couple of videos about going down to the river and seeing what minnows and stuff were in there and seeing what I could catch. I thought, well, if I fill a tank full of that kind of stuff and like scape it sympathetically to what, throw in like a shopping trolley and stuff. But no, I haven't done it. But I've also had people talk to me about, well, why didn't you get some like perch and things like that? So I don't know. But no is the answer to that question. I don't watch most aquarium videos. I know it's just something. I don't watch a lot of aquarium videos. I tend to go down, like aquarium delirium, I tend to go down the rabbit hole. I tend to go down the rabbit hole where I'll watch one video and that'll make me think, spiders, and then I'll go and watch a video about spiders, and I'll go, light bulbs, and I'll watch a video about light bulbs, and I just got all over the place. PicTech's a big one for me. Oh yes, well, and again, I'm subscribed to PicTech, but I haven't watched one of his videos for quite a while. The basement eel pit. No, I have seen that where the guy has the eel pit in the basement. I remember it first blew up on TikTok and then he got interviewed on Animals at Home. Ah, right. Yeah, I've only seen. I know the video, but that's not the one. It's in the UK, but it is his basement, and he's had it. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I'll need to find it. By the way, alpaca Oh, thank you very much. It's very nice. Tropical and smooth. And you can't see through it. One new one is called Rescaped, and then George Farmer is a major one I think you will greatly appreciate for the message. I am aware of George Farmer. I think I'm Rescaped. I'll have to look at that. Yes, I know the guy. It's Temperate Wild UK Fish. So the Nottingham guy. God, what is his name? It's going to annoy me now. Who knows? No quiz yet. Right, 10 minutes. Don't worry. Megatank looks great as it is. More silver dollars. That is enough. It might be. I've always had a thing for the peacock bass, so I've wanted to have one of them. And if I'm completely honest, that was one of the first things I wanted to keep in Megatank. The snakehead just kind of happened, but he is pretty awesome. Rays, kind of wanted to keep them for a while too. Big School of Oscars, wanted that too. Oh, alright, I'm going to stop talking about it. You got the mind's bigger dream. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have the biggest aquarium. The one in Nottingham was circa 25,000 litres. I think that's right, if I remember correctly. My friend's is 22,000 and still heated. Wow. His whole project has been mega, trying to make it as efficient as possible. That's awesome. I'd love to go and see some of these. I need to film some of these or find videos about them just so I can show my wife and say, see, I'm not mental. My tank's only 8 feet. It's puny in comparison. Oh God, chat's jumped everywhere. Sorry. Is this the aquarium where the guy has half his basement as an aquarium? It's now UK natives, which is cool. Yeah, that was the last I saw as well. Fish and Outdoors with Lando. Okie dokie, bye. Thanks for stopping by, Lando. A dream therapist with a field day with that, yeah. I think with Tommy's analysis as well. Easier to seek forgiveness than get from it. I should get that on a t-shirt. That's kind of my motto. You even dream about liquid rubber. It was in that dream, yeah, you're right. He saw that as well. Yeah, he might be hungry. Must be a fly on the lid. He looked focused on it. He did look right. I'm going to go and give them a little feed. So, entertain yourselves with some chat while I go and do that. You'll see what I mean by Brian. He gets a little bit possessive when it comes to food time, but I'll give them a little bit. Roughly where Brian is now, that's where my feeding hole is, so you'll see that in a second. Oh, I saw Gordon chasing away an Oscar there for a second. I realised I stood in front of all that and you couldn't see most of it. But if you can see the silver dollar on the left that's just shooting over to the centre, they feed in a very strange way. They will basically act like sea lions. They'll take a pellet and just swim around with it, kind of not eating it, just balancing it on their lips, if they have lips, until it gets soft enough that they can bite it and break it. See it doing it now? It's not actually eating that pellet, it's just keeping it there, keeping it away from everyone else, making sure it can have it later. It's very strange behaviour. I'm sure I've shared it before. A friend of mine currently keeps an arapaima with a shoal of dorado, 9 perch and other things. It's the biggest tropical tank. No, mine's the biggest tropical tank in the UK. So many people with large tank. I wonder how easy it would be to say largest. According to my dream, you get into all kinds of trouble if you just do that. Like Star Fisheries claiming to have the largest goldfish. I mean, anyone can claim anything, can't they? Only Oscars. June's on the diet Dr. Pepper again. Oh, that's very nice. Right, let's see if we can. Tiny Menagerie makes great videos. If a peacock bass is what interested you, go for them, but maybe grow them out a little bit elsewhere. Yeah, a lot of them you see, you buy them at 3.5 inches, and you're like, well, if I put that in there, Gordon will just gobble it up. And they're, like you say, they're quite slow growers, some of them as well, so who knows. Jackie Kerr, that's my mum. Hello, mum. Your tank looks brill, so does the fish. Thank you. Rayburn, please say no. No, if you're going to mock my heritage and accent, that's the kind of thing I demand super chats for. So if you want me to say PBA, I ain't no performing seal unless you pay me. How many goldfish was in that feeding? Oh, that was a good... Whoa, that was probably about 12 goldfish at least. That was a mix of the massivore pellets, which are measured by the goldfish, as we know. And look at that. So, look, see Gordon at the back there? He looks tiny. Well, he doesn't look tiny. He looks smaller. If anyone's new here, this tank is 4 feet front to back. So I don't think that comes across on camera quite as easily as it does, because now he looks massive again because he's near the front. So there is definitely a lot of space in there too. Lots of space for activities, as they say. Right, so quiz coming soon. What we're going to do is give you the link. That's the word I was trying to find there. Random question order, random names, host now. This, on screen now and in chat, is the link to play the quiz. If you're new here, this is just for fun. Some fishy questions, more and more as the weeks go on. Non-fishy questions, if I'm completely honest. I think I'm running out of things to ask about fish. Rayburn says, I'm a Kiwi. My accent is mocked worldwide. I quite like the Kiwi accent. Oh, tangent time. What was that TV show where they were like gods, Norse gods, but they all lived in New Zealand? That was fantastic. I can't remember the name of it now. Who knows? Anyway, quiz time. The quiz, so we'll go back to... I didn't mean to go back to me. We'll go back to... In fact, I should feed Humphrey. Quiz, coming soon. It's about time poor old Humphrey. He's not been fed today, so he deserves something. a bit of Hikari sinking gold, cichlid gold sinking. So the quiz is 20 questions, some fishy, some not. I do have to apologise and say that I made up the questions, so if they're not right, I apologise, but I'm going to do nothing about it. All you can do is kind of guess what I think is the right answer sometimes, or the website that I might have used to research said question, what do they think is the right answer. It's fastest finger first, so you get points for answering correctly and quickly. Previous weeks have been... The stats have proved that it's not always about getting the most amount of correct answers, it's more about getting them right quickly. So if you don't know it within, I don't know, you come up with your own strategy, but if you don't know within the first 5 seconds, best take a guess. There will be prizes, so Fat Kids Win at Seesaw will not win tonight. They might still win for bragging rights, but they will not win a prize. It might be a goodie bag from aquariumventures.co.uk, or if you live in the US, it might be I don't know, a KGE Aquatics voucher, or a Amazon voucher, or who knows. It's just a bit of fun. Did we not get to choose a nickname? We should get to choose a nickname. Is it not working? Oh, they're all weird names. I must have forgotten to turn that off. Do you want me to quit it and start again? Yes, let's do that. Sorry. Right. Use this link and then you get to pick your own names. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I kicked everyone out. Sorry if you've just wondered what's going on. I've just kicked everyone out. We're starting again so you can get your proper names in. Who's Mr. Originality that went with fish? Rebecca got the fish. Yay, got the fish. Move the comments down there. What's the game ID? Oh, I'll move my face out of the way so you can see it. It is 22. No, it's not. It's 2722065. We've got 10 players. I think we had like 13 or 14 in the last one. Apologies. Fat Kid's Revenge. I like it. So we've got Brian, we've got Coop Soup, Nabo, Christine, Fat Kid's Revenge, Gas Musk, JC Van Damme McGrew, SJH, Sam, Shadow, Silver Creek, Timbo Slice, Fish, and Ooh. I'll give you a couple more minutes and then we will start. As always, just for fun, if you have never played before, give it a go. I've still not resized this properly, have I? Hang on. Wait a minute. Move that up there. Right, there we go. Pardon me. Silver Creek had an ice bath. Does not sound like fun. It eased the pain in my hips substantially. Cool. Right, we're up to 14. What's this? Nabokov says, I figured out the answer. Sub to Green Aqua. I think I am sub to them. Hit up Discord, they have one, and post your awesome scapes for help and advice. Maybe they can guide you on a tank. Imagine a Scottish Hill theme with shrimp. One giant amano called JCVD. Right, 14, is that it? Is that all we're getting? Do we think we're ready to go? You can join it midway through, that is a thing. So don't worry about that if you're just missing it and you're still trying to get in. Oh, you might miss the first question. But generally, 30 seconds for each question. Fastest finger first. Try your best. Let's have fun. Are we ready? Let's get going. Say hello to my little friend is a famous line from which movie? Toy Story, Terminator 2, Scarface, or Finding Nemo? Straight in there with Rebecca, no idea what Scarface is. The answer. The answer is indeed Scarface. 3 of you thought it was Terminator 2. Well done, Timbo Slice. Straight in there. Question 2. Hell is other people is a quote by who? Jean-Claude Van Damme, John Bon Jovi, John F. Kennedy, or Jean-Paul Sartre? Hell is other people. If anybody's ever listened to the audio comedy, you're all fooled. It's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's Jean-Paul Sartre. The audio comedy Cabin Pressure by John Finnemore with Benedict Cumberbatch and various other people. That's a famous bit from it. What is larger? A sardine, a dolphin, a tuna, or a great white shark? That was so delicious. I finished it far too quickly. Well done, every single one of you. Shark question, Nabo gets it. To be expected. Taxiphyllum barberi is better known as Maramo moss, spiky moss, Christmas moss, or Java moss. This is another new one. It's Vocation Special Edition. Roll with it. DDH Pale Ale. It's Java moss. Of course it is. In the standings, Shadow in first place. Still early though, still early. Which female artist has just broken the record of 100 million streams in a month? Is it Beyoncé, Adele, Taylor Swift, or Ariana Grande? It is Taylor Swift. This is a little less see-through, but still opaque enough. Timbo Slice takes the lead. Still tight at the top. Roads, where are we going? We don't need roads is a famous line from which movie? Gone with the Wind, Back to the Future, The Big Lebowski, or The Shining? Oh, well done, most people. Except for Rebecca. I'm assuming. You might have got that one right, I don't know. Question 7. Astronautus ocellatus is better known by which name? Texas chichlid, firemouth, Jewel chichlid, or Oscar chichlid? Cichlid, I know. It is indeed the Oscar. Who was fastest on this one? Shadow. 1.6 seconds, that's pretty good. Anything under 2 seconds is pretty good. Which movie franchise has most films? Mission Impossible, Rambo, Rocky, or Terminator? It's Rocky. It is Rocky. Only 2 of you got that one right. Well done, Gas Musk and SJH. Yep, Mission Impossible has 8, Rambo has 9, Rocky has 9. Who is this band? In the news this week because 2 of the members are leaving. Snow Patrol, Led Zeppelin, Elbow, or Oasis? So my thinking with this question is you can rule 2 of them out pretty quickly. It's Snow Patrol. I thought it would be between Snow Patrol and Elbow, but clearly not. Wow! 0.004 for JC Van Damme McGrew. Are you just guessing? What country is this? Someone is just clicking a button before they're even looking at it. That's a good strategy. Is it Poland, South Africa, Germany, or Australia? It was, of course, Germany. Just over half of you got that one right. Thing with guessing is you're wrong as many times as you're right, and does it make up for it? The stats which is just new. How much does 1,000 litres of water weigh? 100 kilograms, 1,478 kilograms, 1,000 kilograms, or 2,200 kilograms? If you need evidence why the metric system is better than any others, this is it. Oh, 1 point separating the top 3. What type of fish is this? An ancestris, a flowerhorn, a goldfish, goldfish, or a stingray? It was indeed a flowerhorn. Well done, almost everyone. Last week I asked you about a giraffe born with no spots. Where did I say it was born? Berlin, Johannesburg, Glasgow, or Tennessee? I said it was born in Tennessee. Only one of you got that one right. And it was born in Tennessee. I didn't even make it up. Well done, fish. Iron brew is famously made in Scotland from what? Trees, railway sleepers, anvils, girders. Of course it's girders. Well done, 7 people. Brian, 5th. with an iron brew question. Question 15. What flag is this? Germany, Italy, France, or Belgium? Wow, that was quick. It is indeed Belgium. Well done, juggler. That was a confident choosing that one. I liked it. Question 16. Name the odd one out. Discus, Jack Dempsey, Flagtail, or Oscar? Flagtail it is. Well done, everyone. Because it's not a cichlid. They're all South American fish, but not a cichlid. See, some fish questions. I'm scraping the barrel with the fish questions. Who were crowned Men and Women's PFA Players of the Year? Erling Haaland and Sam Kerr, Mohamed Salah and Rachel Daly, Mohamed Salah and Sam Kerr, or Erling Haaland and Rachel Daly? It's Erling Haaland and Rachel Daly. Juggler's on a bit of a run here. Challenging for the lead. In the lead. Question 18. What special type of moon have we seen this week? The dark side, a harvest moon, a snow moon, or a blue moon? It was a blue moon. It saw me standing alone. Well done, Silver Creek. Oh, it's between Timbo Slice and Juggler, I think. Question 19. How did Volvo demonstrate the precision stability systems of their trucks? Driving over cobbles carrying angry tigers, driving down a ski jump, Jean-Claude Van Damme did the splits between two of them, or racing them? Of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme did the splits between two of them, and I'll show you the video later. It's quite amazing. Oh, of course, JC Van Damme McGrew got that one correct. Oh, Timbo, you need to get these ones quite quickly. 2023 is what in the Chinese zodiac? Monkey, fish, tiger, or rabbit? It's rabbit. So, Cook Soup Nabo third, Timbo Slice second, Juggler is the winner. Well done, Juggler. Congratulations, that was epic gameplay. You really came through in the last few questions there. If we view the report, see? It's close as to how many you get. So both Juggler and Timbo Slice got 13 questions correct. But look at that, Nabo only got 11 right and was in third. Fish, Rebecca, you got 13 right. You were challenging for the lead, you were just too slow. As well as Gas Musk. So the only thing separating Juggler, Timbo Slice, Fish and Gas Musk was speed. You got the same amount of questions correct. It was just about how quickly you got them correct or wrong. Look at Brian. Brian got the same amount of questions correct. Just too slowly. Unlucky. See, JC Van Damme McGrew, your tactic of just answering quickly didn't work. Unlucky. Oh, that was good going. Wait a minute. How did you get 68% and he only got 65%? Or did you miss out a question? Ah, right, okay. But anyway, well done. That was good gameplay. It was exciting until the end there. So, as we always say, it's not there though. As we always say, send me an email, let me know where you live. I'll send you a goodie bag, or you get a choice of a goodie bag or a discount code for aquariumadventures.co.uk, and everyone else, so you don't feel left out. You can also buy something off aquariumadventures.co.uk. If you want a discount code, send me an email. I'll give you a discount code as well, but not as big a one as I'll give Juggler. Let's put it that one. Missed the first question. Right, okay, that makes sense. If it was for no luck, I wouldn't have any luck. You did well there. Rebecca, did you get any of the film questions correct? Hang on. I just need to show you this Jean-Claude Van Damme moment. It's a short film. So, this is an advert, but it's classified as a short film. Wait a minute, I need to move this back to the right place. Right. For the full immersive experience.
I've had my ups and downs, my fair share of bumpy roads and heavy winds. That's what made me what I am today. Now I stand here before you. What you see is a body crafted to perfection. A pair of legs engineered to defy the laws of physics. And a mindset to master the most epic of splits.
They actually did this. And look at the road, they're going backwards. How amazing is that? And this is why there's a Jean-Claude Van Damme question every bloody week. And there will be until the end of time. Because if that's not impressive, what is? Question, have you sent my goodie bag? I have not sent you a goodie bag, Brian. I have sent you a towel instead. So if you haven't got it, you should get it soon. Apparently they were sent... I can check. I'll check for that. But yeah, you should be getting a towel, Brian. Tim got done by JVDC. Oh, that's messing with my head. John Van Damme, Claude. You got the Back to the Future one. Well done. For vintage movies, Reign of Fire, what I think it is. Is that the one with the dragon and Sean Connery? So a vintage film. Oh, it's not the one I was thinking of, but still. The vintage film is a 2002 film. That is the one with the dragon. So this is what we're classing as vintage these days, is it? 2002. Barely 20 years old. No. Hump is back to normal. Yes, Humphrey's doing pretty well. Come on, show the hump. Oh, he's in a mood with me now. Do you like the adornments I've done? Make it look a little bit more natural. Come show them the hump. Yeah, Hump is looking nice and round and plump. He's got over his little bit of grumpiness of having moved tanks. I think the next thing is I'm going to do... Oh, stop doing that, you moron. The next thing I'm going to do is a bit of scaping in here. Probably just some nice rounded rocks, river stones, that kind of thing. My benefit rather than his. He doesn't care. Maybe get him a helmet, because he does every now and again just go just stick the nut on that tank. That's impressive. It is impressive, isn't it impressive? It'd be funny if he slipped off. I mean, it would have been... He is cool. He is cool. Good job I was driving. I wasn't driving. I've just failed my HGV test. Oh no. But yeah, that's the other impressive thing, is the driving. If you look closely, can I show you that? If you look really closely at the cabs of each of the HGVs, I think there's 3 people in each cab, so there's one on each mirror and one driving. But the precision driving involved in this.
A pair of legs engineered to defy the laws of physics.
It's the going backwards thing that gets me. Oh, is it just 2 in each one? But imagine, apparently they were going at something like 25 miles an hour, so it's not that fast, but still. Reversing any kind of trailer, it's just, to do it with that precision. Oh. He's been in the public for 40 years. If you're new to Jean-Claude Van Damme Appreciation Society, which is a thing I might start, I've got to found it surely, go and watch Jean-Claude Van Johnson. It's the most self-effacing, humblest, poking fun at yourself type thing. Yeah, that was the thing that really renewed it for me. No, Christian Bale. Yes, it was Christian Bale. Sorry. Best vintage film. Do you know what I watched the other night? For a few dollars more. Not even for a fistful of dollars. For a few dollars more. It was great. I've not seen that film since... I mean, this is a film that came out in the 60s. And I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. Maybe 12 or 13. I remember staying up late one night and it was on in my granny's house. And watching it and thinking, oh, wow, the guy gets shot in the head. It's amazing. It's not amazing for that at all. But it's a really good film. From a filmmaker's point of view. I don't say that as if I'm a filmmaker. But... it was made in the 60s, and just seeing how all the shots were cut together before CGI, before any of the things that are taken for granted these days when they make films. How to lay out shots and shoot shots, and for a spaghetti western to do all that. Oh, it was great. Get to know your audience. Yeah, I need to, don't I? Someone from Volvo leaked. Well, I did a bit of research because I watched this earlier, and they claimed that he refused to do this. It was like, nope, that's ridiculous. No, do the splits on the wing mirrors of 2 trucks. No, why would it? No, I'm not doing that. And then they convinced him by showing him. They did it with string tied to the wing mirrors, where it was slack, and then they did it till it was taut. But then didn't break the string, and they did it like 3 times in a row or something like that, and then they went, oh, okay, then these guys are proper drivers, they know what they're doing, and then he just went up and did it. Imagine doing that today with like one of today's, because Alright, when did this come out? It was 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. He wasn't in his prime, he's past his prime, but he can still do this kind of stuff. But imagine doing that with like Tom Cruise. The insurance costs. Jean-Claude Van Damme was like an A-list back in the day. It's amazing. And to bring us back, crushing back down to earth, June with my flower horn don't have huge cocks. I hope they're female. I hope so too. Somewhere deep on the web, well, if there is, that would be good to see. Put in a slightly weighted ball for him to kick about. Oh, that's a good idea. Like a ping pong ball, but with kind of neutral buoyancy, so he can play with it. He does like to play. I did have a table tennis ball, which I've had in there before. That was one of his enrichment activities, was to move that around. He wasn't into it at all, really. Citizen Kane and Lawrence of Arabia. That's vintage. It is. That ad was filmed in reverse. Really? I don't think it was. I read a whole thing about the making of that ad and all the people that were involved in it. If it was filmed in reverse, that would be gutting. A good film that isn't vintage but does star Sean Connery, The Untouchables. Now that is a good film. And even then, that would be more vintage than bloody 2002. Alright. If anybody is planning on being here next week, there will be some Untouchables quiz questions. So that's your homework. If you want to do any homework between now and next week, The Untouchables, you'll have a very enjoyable time watching the film, because it's a very good film. Released in 1987, directed by Brian De Palma, starring Kevin Costner, Sean Connery and Robert De Niro. Star performances by at least Sean Connery and Robert De Niro, if not Kevin Costner. Very good film. I'm going to do you a couple of questions. There you go. I'm guaranteeing you 2 questions about The Untouchables next week. It is a very good film. I do like it. One of them might be about what to bring to some kind of fight. Who knows? Any John Wayne Western movie is worth the watch. I think your internet is playing up. It keeps buffering. I will keep an eye on it. It's saying all green at the moment, but I did see something about yellow earlier. He brings a knife, you bring a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of him to the morgue. Said in a in a James Bond accent, because that's all Sean Connery can do. That is indeed the quote I was thinking of. How long does my ban last? It's over. You're back in next week, Simon. My internet might be playing up. Let me do. I have got like 8 different windows open. Let me close some of these. That might help. I do apologise. Don't save that. Don't care about that. Don't get that. Speed. Run a quick speed test. Oh, my internet is not very fast tonight. I do have family over, so they might be doing all kinds of things upstairs, playing Xbox, watching Netflix. Oh, I've only got 25 down and 50 up. 50 ups, that should be plenty. True Grit, or my favourite John Wayne movie, The Quiet Man. What did you make of the True Grit remake with Matt Damon? I quite liked it, I must admit. Have you ever watched No Country for Old Men? I have, yes. I didn't really get the hype behind No Country for Old Men. I mean, it's yeah, beautiful shots, all that kind of stuff, artistic, etc. But the story is just like meh. I watched it the other day. Good film, but how does Sean win an Oscar? He's more wooden than tree. That's his acting style. Sean Connery in every film he's ever been in, be it James Bond, be it Highlander, be it Untouchables, it's there. You bring a gun, I bring a knife. You're in a hospital, yes, in a morgue. Hello, Miss Moneypenny. There can be only one. He was like, he gave a generation of Scottish school kids like, I can be an actor. I can win an Oscar. I can do the same accent in every film. Even what was that one? He was in one, but it was like it was a film where he ran about in leather swimming trunks and like some kind of crossy thing. All the women were naked, and that's all I can remember about it was naked women, Sean Connery in leather pants running about going, doing my Sean Connery voice. And that was the thing. Right, hang on. We're not focusing on me anymore. There we go. So, as much as I love Sean Connery, I've never really understood how it got to be a thing that he's like the most famous poster boy for. This is how you do acting. No, this is how you do the same character in every single movie you're in. God rest his soul. Rio Bravo, there's another good one. Brian hated the remake with Matt Damon. I thought it was I went into it thinking this is going to be rubbish, but then I watched the original True Grit and it was, I'm sorry to say this, it was a bit rubbish, and the remake was pretty good. I think it did the things that were rubbish about the original, like the shoddy. The story was good. The screenplay was probably good. I think it was shot unsympathetically, and it just didn't stand up to the test of time. Whereas the new one, I liked it. I watched the True Grit remake last weekend. It was a better movie than that's what I got. Better than I thought. Better than the original. Well done, boss. I like the Drunk Dino. Who's the Drunk Dino? Zardoz. That's the one. Is that what it was called? Zardoz? I'm going to have to look that up now. 1974 Zardoz. Let me see. Sorry, I just saw a picture of it and it's made me laugh. See? Sean Connery in leather underpants and a kind of crisscross thing. I could watch that film today and still be a bit like, what? What's going on? Oh, look at this one. This is, yeah. Thigh-high boots, leather underpants, crisscross thing, ponytail, floating head in the sky, giving commandments. There it is. I mean, wow. I might have to watch that again just to see what the hell was going on. Yeah, juggler, Zardoz. It was indeed. I love the fact that I can give you like 10-second. It was a thing with a man with a thing that did a up and down and a side to side thing. You go, oh yeah, that was Zardoz. Has anybody found my New Zealand thing? So it was the New Zealand. They were all like Norse gods, but it was set in New Zealand. What was that called? That was really good. And nobody had ever heard of it. I remember like stumbling upon it somewhere and watching it all and sending it to all my friends, and they all watched it and they sent it. They read, oh, it was great. The Almighty Johnsons, that's what it was called. Yeah, it was about the main character was the young kid who came of age and became a god, and all the other ones were like all the various. And you can see these people in loads of films these days. So it's obviously before they all became famous or something like that. Yeah, it was great. Worth a watch. Would recommend. Aquarium Adventures approved. We've got a fishy question. Do you think the Exodons can share a tank with anything? A pleco maybe? I've seen people put them in with plecos. I've seen people put them in with cories and been left alone. Even autos and what was the other one I saw? Hellstream loaches, things like that. Things that just kind of don't look like fish, I guess. But I think they're going to be species only for me. I kind of want to get loads more of them. I started out with a load more, lost a load due to infighting, but I think that was because I kept them in too small a tank. So get them in a bigger tank. They're one of my favourite fish. I love watching them. So we might have a spotlight on the Exodons next week. Should we go back to the GoPro and see what's going on in the big tank? Everyone's gone to sleep. This is the one thing about a big tank. You can see bubbles are still coming through the returns. And I've had that tap on full since we started the live stream. Nearly 2 hours. It's still not recovered. Also, I'm noticing the GoPro is doing a bit of stuttering. It's not as smooth as it was earlier. That's annoying. Boss loves westerns, my favourite genre except John Wayne stuff and the ones like that. What do you think of the what's it called, the Quiet Man trilogy? For a fistful of dollars, for a few dollars more. What was the third one? Fistful of dollars, a few dollars more, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you've probably heard of these films, even if you haven't seen them. Number 3. No, number 4. Oh, I've had more than I thought. Faith and Haze by Northern Monk, a twist edition. So this is a trilogy, the Quiet Man trilogy or the Fistful trilogy, where Clint Eastwood, there's no acknowledgement that it's the same character in the whole trilogy. Clint Eastwood plays the same, he does a Sean Connery basically, plays the same character in each film, and I think after they made them all they went, oh, let's make it a trilogy, because yeah, he's doing the same thing, the same mannerisms. The Nameless Man trilogy, what is it called? Man with No Name trilogy, because Clint Eastwood plays a guy with no name, with his same acting style in every film, so they just decided to make it a trilogy. Original Star Wars 40 years ago. Yeah, I mean, how that stacks up against the remakes and the additions now. Definitely. I thought the remake was Jeff Bridges is the remake of the True Grit, but Matt Damon's in it as well. The Dollar Trilogy, modern westerns, Clint Eastwood ones like Pale Rider. Zardos was awful. It was a terrible film, but you know, when you're 12 and boobs are on the telly, whee! Let's get back to modern day Sharknado. I think, like, what's the one with Jason Statham? The Meg and the Meg 2. I've not seen the Meg 2 yet, but that's like my version of Sharknado. They're like, this is ridiculous, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it hard. Shaken, not stirred. Indeed. If you can't guess the twist at the end of Zardoz from the title, you aren't thinking, yeah. Oh, that's nice. All 4 beers this evening have been very nice. Sharknado's the best B movie. Yeah. The Almighty Johnson's Google search found it. It did indeed. It's very good. Almighty Johnson's. I would recommend. In the wild, with fish like that, they're so dispersed, any fish that encounters them won't frequently get bitten, like with the South American puffers, who many of the fish in the wild have damage. Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I should really consider melon barbs, Odessa barbs. I do like Odessa barbs in the cold tank. These two are unique, so I don't think you'll see a lot of great tanks with them. So underappreciated. Odessa barbs I definitely do like. Adult melon barbs do look amazing, particularly when they colour up. I'll have to look into them. Boss. I don't know why I have to say it like that. Boss. Do you think a parrotfish will be okay with an angel Bosmani rainbows and an electric blue Acara? Probably. Parrotfish is kind of number one on my list of fish I don't like, but they've got that stupid face and stupid small mouth that means they probably can't cause any damage to anything else. They're quite a big, clumsy fish, stupid, clumsy fish, so they might accidentally bump into your angels or Bosmani rainbows, but it will probably be okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not a natural combination, but yeah, it'll probably be fine. And I'm sorry to all parrotfish out there. Stupid parrotfish. My favourite Christmas movies are Rare Exports and Fat Man. Rare Exports, is that one film or two? Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. Ooh. See, in the Kerr household, the Aquarium Adventures household, Missy's Adventures exclusively watches South Korean dramas and South Korean TV and entertainment, and I'm quite partial to some Scandinavian entertainment and dramas, and so I'm assuming this is a Scandinavian, from the names of the stars of it. In the depths of the Corventuri Mountains, 486 metres deep, lies the closest ever guarded secret of Christmas. Time has come to dig it up. This Christmas, everyone will believe in Santa Claus. It stars Jorma Tomila, Uni Tomila, Petri Jakabai. So it sounds like it's a Scandi thing. I'm going to have to watch this. Sacrilege to watch a Christmas film in September. But I'm going to give that a go. Thank you, Hans. I realise I'm not sharing my screen, but that's what I'm looking at. Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. I'm going to give that a go. A Fat Man. So what must Fat Man be then? Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. I've not seen that one either. I'm going to have to look at that. I like Walton Goggins ever since The Shield. Has anyone watched The Shield? That's one of my favourite police drama type things. Delicious. How many growls out of 5 does Humphrey rate the beer? What do you think, Humph? Seems uninterested. True parrot or parrot hybrid? The hybrids, I think, do vary, as I've worked with some really nasty ones, but others less so. They're prone to laying given the chance. I suppose I think of the parrots as the stupid parrots, with the stupid faces, with stupid mouths, and the stupid. No, I don't like parrots. It's coming across that I don't like parrotfish. Rogue One kills the old Star Wars. Now, let's not get carried away. I don't want to say I disagree, but statements like that are very disagreeable, because Rogue One doesn't kill the old Star Wars films. The old Star Wars films, and think about it, they're 40, 50 years old now, and they're in the same ballpark as anything that's released today. The things like The Mandalorian, all these newer ones benefit from the techniques that just weren't available and didn't exist back then. And if you watch the unremastered versions, yes, you can see the lines, you can see the creases, you can see all these things a little bit, but it's not that big a gap. I'm just tired of Star Wars. Ryan's Daughter, what's that? I recognise that. Ah, 1970, Ryan's Daughter. I don't think I've seen that one, if I'm completely honest. I recognise the name, but Robert Mitchum, Trevor Howard, John Mills. No, I don't think I've seen that one, I'm sorry. Snakes on a Plane. What's it about? Well, it's about some MFing snakes on an MFing plane. Can we see the discus tank? Lebo. I'm afraid you can't right now. I'm wondering if I can set up a camera up there remotely. Come next week and we'll see. I'm planning on having more cameras next week, so more options next week of more tanks, but I don't know. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left, and then I think we'll have to move on to either Discord up here, if you want to follow on with the Fishy chat, There's probably going to be a stream from Coldwater Aquatics. They'll be streaming after this. You can go and join that if you want to keep on with the fishy Friday fun. But any questions, get them in quick, and we'll see if we can answer them. I'll do a bit of a quick fire. Oh my god, we've got loads of miles behind. Sorry. Hey, I'm off to sleep. Got to wake up early to get guinea pig bedding from the equestrian. So much to unpack. Guinea pig bedding from the equestrian store before it shuts early. Is that because it's cheaper, I guess? Yeah, okay. What other fish do you dislike? Parrotfish, geophagus. That's my second least favourite. Least second favourite. Well, whatever it is, geophagus is there on my naughty list. But it's unfair, really, because the reason I don't like geophagus is because they destroyed one of my favourite aquascapes I ever had. I did that thing you should never do. I impulse bought 3 geophagus Surinamese geophagus. And I said to the guy, oh, they look cool. What kind of temperatures are they happy at? And he's like, oh, yeah, they go between this range and that range. I went, oh, they do well with my discus then. He's like, oh, yeah, they do well with discus. It's a planted tank. It's aquascaped. Would they be okay with that? Oh, yeah, definitely. They love planted tanks. And to be fair to the guy, he was right. They do love planted tanks. They like destroying planted tanks. For those of you that don't know, geophagus literally translates as earth eaters or earth movers. So they dig up everything. So I put these fish in and went, oh, aren't they cool looking? Came down the next morning, just scenes of devastation. Substrate everywhere. Plant remnants everywhere. I wanted to get in the tank and punch the fish. So I was not happy with them. But that's my fault. I should have done research. I should have not listened to the guy in the shop. Lots of geophagus I've seen since. I've thought, oh, cool looking fish. Would like to have again. But yeah, parrotfish has always been the one that's been a bit like stupid looking faces with a stupid looking. It's not their fault, eh? Who knows? Scandinavian films. I don't mean like Scandinavian raise your eyebrow films. Like dark Scandi dramas, things like that. There's a really good one. I want to say Thor, but it's not called Thor. It's called something about Thor. It's basically about a kid who's growing up. He moves out to some remote village with his mum and becomes Thor, basically. Ragnarok, that's what it's called. Not the film. And it's on Netflix now. The new season's just come out. It's really good. Pardon me. It's really good. Well worth watching. Right, where did we get to? Sorry. Disney Star Wars is complete. It's not complete trash. There's some good stuff in there, but I know what you mean. Rogue One is so well done, well written, and it's done without flaws. Do we expect George to go back and fix it? Nope. It's very wonderful. That's what they said about Star Wars until 30 years later when they went, oh, we can make all this better. I'm sure we'll do the same with Rogue One and all those. And it's not without flaws. It is without flaws. It is with flaws. There's the whole section of the internet dedicated to all the things wrong with Rogue One. But anyway. Hopiclarus pistatus. Oh, even this name's stupid. Yeah. You can see the kids being used to force perspective on Hoth. No, I'm not having this. The first 3 Star Wars films are the best, and it's not just because I'm old. Cheers. Alien is a classic film. Yeah, I think we can say Alien's classic. We could even say, is it retro? Yeah. Oh God, I was about to say, what was Alien? Late 80s, early 90s? 1979. 1979 was Alien. Wow. Yeah, definitely. Jen Pink, hello. How are you? There we go. If you're interested in keeping up your fishy viewing on a Friday evening, Cold Water Aquatics is streaming on that link there. Rare Exports is finished, and there's another movie from the same director called Big Game from 2014 with Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I'm Big Game. That. A young teenager camping in the woods helps rescue the president. Yep, I remember that one. I did. I watched that. I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was good. Okay. Guess what I'm watching tonight, or downloading tonight at least. Fighting talk here. Rogue One was just the best of a bad bunch. Right, we've reached that time. It's 2300 hours here where I am in the world. 33 of you are still here apparently. Thank you very much for staying as long as you did, even with all the problems that we had earlier on in the stream. Next week, a whole new show. We'll have mobile moving around doing stuff. But from me and Humphrey, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Bye.